Alright, so before I get into this video, I know, if you saw the thumbnail, you're probably wondering, where the hell is Spy Family? Yeah, I wanted to include it in this video, but I also wanted to give some light to other shows that a lot of people might not have been watching. And don't get me wrong, Spy Family has been an amazing series. Anya is definitely giving me baby fever, to say the least. And it's just overall an enjoyable show, so no shade to Spy Family at all. But I wanted to focus on some other series. So with that said, let's jump in. Oh, also, I didn't watch everything from this season, obviously, so if you're wondering where anime like Kaguya-sama are, I never watched the first season, so yeah, that's that. But for real, let's get into the video. So basically, I'm just going to talk about my favorite anime from this spring season of anime. Summer season will probably have started by the time you watch this video. So let's start off with Tomodachi Game. So when I first saw the cover for this on LiveChart, I saw the art, I saw the premise, and I thought to myself, this is probably going to be another generic battle game, death game anime. But I was definitely proven wrong. While it does have the same premise as a lot of anime in its genre, it focuses a lot more on strategy and doesn't have to rely on gore to drive the plot forward and make the story interesting. There's a bunch of different characters, as you'd expect from this type of anime, and initially you'd think that only the main character is going to get a lot of development, but as the anime progresses you realize there's so much backstory to be told about each and every other character that they almost become a main character in their own worlds. Going back to what I said about this show focusing on strategy, it also makes you pay attention to the small details of the show in order to figure out why certain events unfolded the way they did. We ended season 1 kind of in the middle of an arc, so I'm assuming we're gonna get another batch of 12 episodes or so at some point. Hopefully that's soon. So the next two I'm going to talk about kind of together because they're somewhat similar but also different in important ways. And that's Komi-san Season 2 and Aharen-san. So coming off the hype and success of Season 1, Komi Can't Communicate comes back for another season. And this time around, you're pretty much getting everything you loved about Season 1 in Season 2 with a little bit more focus on the progression of the relationship between the two main characters. For episodic shows like these, it's a fun watch when you're not looking to indulge in anything too intense, maybe when you're just trying to chill, relax. Now I could go on and on about Komi-san, but let me bring Aharen-san into this. This show has a lot of glaring similarities to Komi-san, but I think it also has a refreshing take on the situation that Komi is in. So obviously both Aharen-san and Komi-san have socializing issues. While Komi-san literally can't communicate and suffers from severe anxiety, Aharen-san is more of a quiet type and just can't really talk to people because her words are literally undecipherable. I guess you could say Komi-san is more of a Dandere character while Aharen is more of a Kudere. Now, what makes Aharen-san the show a little unique is that both main characters are Kuderes. Yup, Raido as well. So there's a few things about this show that I actually preferred over Komi Can't Communicate. For one, both characters aren't afraid to show physical affection. It's a little bit more normalized versus what you see in a lot of stereotypical romance anime, and it's definitely more realistic. I feel like romance anime by large has this take on physical affection where it can only mean something romantic or sexual, but Aharen-san goes to show that physical affection is just one way to show, how much you care, and it's just another way to show love. It doesn't always have to be that deep. What I liked about this show over at Komi is that there's actual progression in the relationship, and it doesn't just, end with a hand-holding scene. You'll see what I'm talking about when you watch the anime. Jumping back to Komi for a second, it was really refreshing to see the progression of her character and her ability to actually converse with people, take initiative when it comes to making friendships, and even literally speaking, even if it is just for Tadano. If Komi-san is giving me anything, it's that ending song for Season 2. Probably one of the best ending songs I've ever heard in my life. Man, it's just unskippable. So while both shows are about female leads that have socially deviant personalities, each one gives their own flair and is unique in their own way, so I definitely recommend checking out both. Alright, so let's jump from a school anime to a sports anime. Production IG is at it again with Aoashi. This is a soccer anime, but unlike a lot of sports anime, this one is focused on the sport more than anything else. It dives into the intricacies of soccer instead of simply placing an emphasis on trying to make the sport look cool by adding the classic anime style flair that you see in shows like Kuroko Basketball or Haikyuu. If you're a fan of soccer, this one is definitely for you. Or maybe if you're curious about soccer, this one will also do the job because it actually teaches you the fundamentals of soccer, playmaking, and a lot more. It is a little bit more main character focused compared to more popular shows, but that main character has a lot of learning to do, and the growth is realistic. He doesn't just become the prodigy that he's destined to become. There's a lot of ups and downs and growing pains, and you get to see all of it. So definitely check it out. It's definitely one of my favorites from this season. Alright, and last but not least, summertime rendering. I want you to envision if Steins Gate, ReZero, and Higurashi had a baby. What would it look like? This is that. While it has a similar premise, it has enough twists and caveats that make it somewhat unique. I would dive into what the story is about, but honestly, I can't really say much without spoiling. Just know that the consequences and stakes are high for Shinpei, who returns to his village only to find it's worse off than when he left it. This shows a lot of mystery, it's a thriller, and there's a decent amount of horror. Rest assured that every episode will probably leave you with more questions than answers, but it's not over, and with it continuing into the summer season of anime, we're bound to get the answers that we've been building up towards. So yeah, those are my favorite anime of the spring season. It's not everything I watched. This season of anime wasn't too stacked, and summer season of anime definitely has a lot more going for it. But as with any season of anime, there are always some gems. So yeah, that's gonna do for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you guys thought about this season of anime. What did you enjoy watching the most? And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.